Bible. This is the Bible. And most people, I feel like most people that are in my membership or that work with me are like, yeah, I've got that book. So a question I am always asked and always have been since I've been doing this work is what books I recommend. So I'm going to share with you now 6 books that I would go as far to say changed my life. Now, the thing is about self-help books, because we can read all of the books in the world and have all of the aha moments, which is incredible. But putting it into practice, we know that that's another story. So I'm going to share with you 6 books that if you put into practice can change your world. So I'm Carly Ann. I'm a self-esteem and relationship coach. I work with women to help them overcome anxiety, insecurity in their love life, relationships, so that they can build a deeper relationship starting with themselves. So let's get started on these books. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about each of them. Some of them I haven't read for a long time, so I'm just literally going off memory, but I'm really going off of, I think, like more the way that they made me feel. I've done something this morning to my shoulder, so bear with me whilst it takes me 10 hours to lean over. Should have put them somewhere else. Brené Brown. Look at the state of that. This is years old. Daring Greatly. How the Courage to be Vulnerable Transforms the Way We Live, Love, Parent and Lead. What I would say about this book is it is one of the books that I read really early on when I was just starting to own the fact that I like self-help and personal development books. I would go as far to say it's one that I didn't put into practice for a really, really long time. So I read it much before I really, really committed to the journey and actually changing my life. But you can't unknow what you know. So it stuck with me that I had these dreams, I had these ideas, and that if I was going to ever follow them, I was going to have to dare really greatly, and I was going to have to get the courage to be vulnerable, to be more myself. But what it did allow me to do is it did allow me just to start to understand what it meant to be vulnerable. It started to help me to understand that, like, the way that shame, like if you keep secrets, if you keep things to yourself, that it grows. So I really was able just to slowly start becoming more myself and understand that I had to put myself out there. I knew I was going to have to put myself out there and that it was going to be scary and that that's normal. So Daring Greatly. If you're ready to dare greatly, go for it. Oh my goodness, I can't move. Okay, this one. I'm going to tell you this. So some of you who have been following my work, you will know that this person has become like a friend. I've worked with them now. She's been on my podcast. But this book came first. Mr. Unavailable and the Fallback Girl. I'm lying in bed in the middle of the night, just in pieces, not knowing how I am chasing this person, how I am in this situation again that I've been in for years and years before. And I'm just thinking, how am I in this state? Like, how am I feeling this way? How this must be something to do with me. And I don't know what I Googled, but I came across Nat Lou, came across her blog, Baggage Reclaim, and then downloaded this book and just went through it so quickly. So if you are in a pattern of falling for unavailable relationships, partners, and they are hot and cold, they're there, then they're not, you always put them first, you allow them to give you poor treatment and crumbs. Bible. This is the Bible. And most people, I feel like most people that are in my membership or that work with me are like, yeah, I've got that book. Okay, next one. This one really helped me with work. With career, especially the writing side, the blogging and things like that, because when I was younger, I remember I wanted to like write for a magazine, and someone said to me, a horrible person said, you could never do that. And yeah, so this kind of undid that for me, and it's got one of my favorite quotes in it. So Elizabeth Gilbert, Eat, Pray, Love, she really believes that your ideas is like magic coming to you. And if you don't jump on your idea, it's going to move on. That idea needs to be born. And if you don't take it, like someone else will. And we can all think of times when that's happened. But here's my favorite quote from this book. So again, just the courage to write, to be creative, and not to sort of self-sabotage and compare myself. Okay. It isn't always comfortable or easy carrying your fear around with you on your great and ambitious road trip. But it's always worth it, because if you can't learn to travel comfortably alongside your fear, then you'll never be able to go anywhere interesting or do anything interesting. And that would be a pity. I just love it, because your life is short and rare and amazing and miraculous, and you want to do really interesting things and make really interesting things while you're still here. I know that's what you want for yourself, because that's what I want for myself too. It's what we all want. And you have hidden treasures within you, extraordinary treasures, and so do I, and so does everyone around us. And bringing those treasures to light takes work and faith and focus and courage and hours of devotion, and the clock is ticking and the world is spinning, and we simply do not have time anymore to think so small. I love that. Thank you, Elizabeth Gilbert. Nat Lou again. The Dreamer and the Fantasy Relationship. This one is the one that really helped me understand the daydreaming, the putting them on a pedestal, the having a relationship in my head rather than with anyone who's actually in front of me. Big daydreamer, thinking about the future, getting stuck on what could have been, what should have been, why isn't it, whatever it is. And it's really helpful to come back to the here and now and be able to recognize what is actually truth, what's actually happening, rather than trying to date someone's potential. Lovability by Robert Holden. This one is, there's a song, I'm just going to go with it with what's coming to me. It's Jess Glynn, of course. Don't be so hard on yourself. And there's a line in it where she says, let's go back to simplicity. I feel like I've been missing me. And I relate that song to this book. A bit strange, I know. But what it means is that you are lovable. You are worthy. You're enough. You always were lovable. Everyone is lovable. We just got lost on our journey. And to me, that's what it means to go back to simplicity. Like, I feel like I've been missing me, because we got lost. We forgot that we're all enough. We forgot that we're lovable. And this book is the reminder of that, taking you back to your truth, which is always the truth. It's just thoughts and stuff and experiences that have taken that from you. And it's up to us to rediscover ourselves, to rediscover that truth. Lovability. And one final one, The Untethered Soul. This one, I would say, look at this, didn't even realize this, the journey beyond yourself. You guys know I'm all about rediscovering yourself. This goes beyond yourself. This reminds me, this book, of the Eckhart Tolle book. What's it called? Can't remember. I'll find out and I'll have to just put it in. Yeah, and this really helped me with being able to separate my thoughts from feeling, and understanding when my thoughts are running away from me and keeping you trapped. And yeah, just that's what's coming to me. It really helped me to understand that it's like, it can be like a prison, and it doesn't have to be, when you can start to realize that you are not your thoughts, that you can start to really see the difference between yourself and your thoughts. And this book is something that really helped me to make that connection. So The Untethered Soul. So they are the 6 books that I recommend. Again, like, some of them were self-discovery, some of them for those unavailable relationships, some helped me with my career and put myself out there and courage. So whatever speaks to you, if any of them speak to you, then they are the books that I recommend. Don't forget, you are enough, you are lovable, you are so worthy, and you are irreplaceable.